How's it going, everybody? This is the Nitty Gritty. This is our new Nitty Gritty short segment, the Nitty Gritty Stupid Question segment, where one of us will ask the other a random question, and we have to think of an answer on the fly. These are not long-winded questions. We're not going to stop and go do research. We're going to think of whatever comes to the top of our head. And this week, our first stupid question is going to be asked by Leonard.
Right. And I tell you what, I'm going to let you pick. Give me a number between 1 and 5.
3.
3. So you get question number 3. Question number 3 on the 5 that I had. You have a time machine and can bring one wrestler from any time period to the present day. So who from what time period, and would you have them work for WWE or AEW?
That is a fascinating question, and
if you want a minute to think, I can give, because of course I thought about this question, so I have an answer.
Right. Well, you know what, I have an answer.
Okay.
Sort of, and I would have this person work for WWE. I think that although I'm not as big of a fan of the WWE product these days, one of the videos that circulated in the past couple years that I watched was I guess it was from like a convention of some sort where they're advertising a WWF video game. This is not the new game that's coming out now, but this was an older game. And one of the people that did a promo for it was Savage. And Savage appeared in this video. This was right before he died.
I think I remember seeing this. Yes.
Yeah. He had a white beard, but he was still Savage. He still sounded like Savage, and you could hear the crowd at this convention be excited by the fact that he was doing this advertisement. And who knows what would have led to. So I would transport Randy Savage, and I would probably transport him to a more modern time period. Maybe not today, but possibly when like somebody like CM Punk was at his peak. And have that match, a CM Punk Randy Savage match, maybe as a dream match, or you could put Savage with many different people. I think, Savage versus The Rock, Savage versus Cena. You could have a lot of different people there, and I'm not thinking in terms of star ratings. I'm just thinking in terms of who could he be a high-profile opponent for, or to have one last hoorah in the company that really made him a star. So that's the first person that came to mind, really.
Now, oddly enough, the first person I thought of that I wanted to use was Randy Savage as well. And wow. I was thinking around 1987, Randy Savage, go get him. And I would probably brought him to AEW because you would have fantastic matches with Punk, with Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson. Yeah. Moxley even, I think, would be a good opponent.
That's probably the most logical opponent now that you mention it. Those two guys really, they get both those guys have an aggressive style. So I like that idea.
Even I'm not an Omega fan, him and Omega, anybody I think towards the top of their card right now would match up pretty well with Savage. I would think. So he was the first guy that I thought of. And then I was trying to quickly think of somebody else to bring forward. And maybe the only other guy I could think of would be, say, a Ricky Steamboat from around the same period. Just the way that Steamboat could work. Imagine Steamboat and Punk and Steamboat and Bryan and some of the guys that AEW has, or even bringing him back. I mean, when he came back briefly at that WrestleMania and he wrestled Jericho and he could still go, I think that showed not only just how good Steamboat always was, but the fact how the connection that he had with the fans. The fans were so into that. So Steamboat might be another one I could think of off the top of my head on that one.
That's a good one.
Someone else, since we both said Savage, which makes total sense. We think a lot alike, and I know we're both huge marks for Randy Savage.
Yeah, I mean, it's the thing is, it's like it's a sad story. His end was very sad, and the fact that he never got to come back and make amends with some of the people that he might have wanted to or needed to. I know Hogan has said that they talked before he died, but it would have been cool to see like a full circle moment there. A peak Hogan against a peak Cena popped into my head very briefly, but then I was like, So there's lots of ideas there. Let us know what you think. Next week we will have probably another stupid question for you. So let us know your answers. Thank you for joining us.